Okay, so let's start. Now, I wanted to do this session for a long time because I have been using Copilot for such a long time. And like whatever the AI tool you see, either it is a, let's say, Bold, ChatGPT or Copilot, when you use for certain amount of time, then you get the idea like how it work and when you have to use it and when we should not go for a Copilot or any automatic code generation also. So some of the point which I have figured out, so that I'm going to talk about. Right. Again, if someone has again some points, so you can feel free to share also. I will just allow you to unmute also. Fine. So let me just convey like what I wanted to explain. So prompt, right? So let's say again, like Copilot, we can use it for free. So again, it has some limited, what do we say? It has some limited messages also, or some code completion also it can do. So we have some limit, right? For it get reset after 1 month. So if you get the premium package, so I think around $32 or $23 it is there. So you can purchase the premium package also. But again, normally when we work with any company, normally almost all MNCs or mid MNCs also, they are providing you the license of the Copilot. If your client is proper, they are also providing. Sometimes if you're not working on a client machine, you're working on a company laptop, so your company will provide you the license. You don't have to actually purchase it, right? Because every client, so what is happening nowadays, like only you guys have shared me like and I also know, so almost like every enterprise application, whatever the client might be, so everyone is asking you to use the Copilot. They don't want you to write the code from very scratch and waste time in that writing the duplicate repeated number of code, like basic code what you do, and you invest so much of time into that. So all clients or any companies are asking you to be familiar with the Copilot, because when you get the Copilot access and you have that Copilot access in your project, it understands your whole project flow, how your project setup is done. Either do you have a micro front-end setup, you have monolithic, how your services are there, how many interceptors are there, everything. When a person explore any project, whatever he can explore, everything Copilot also knows. So you can just like with the free access also, you can just create a project, write some code, and then try to interact with it. It knows whatever you have written, where you have stored the logged in data, everything it knows, right? So it makes our repeated things very easy, right? So what we normally use, so most of you might be using Copilot for writing the unit test cases. This is the major headache we have as an Angular developer. We have to write the unit test cases also. We have to match the coverage to 80%, 75, what percent your project has, right? And writing test cases is not an easy thing, because if you are working with RxJS, if you are working with reactive form, it's very complex thing to write the unit test cases. But if you have the Copilot, it becomes very easy. Sometimes with Copilot also, whatever the Copilot suggests, still your test case will break. Once you start working with Signal, then you get to know like Copilot also fails to write the test cases when you are updating read-only input, when you are updating the Signal, you are using set method, update method, it still fails. But again, you have to use your logic little bit and somehow you manage your code and just write the code so that your test case will execute, right? So writing the test cases is one of the thing. Code refactoring, optimization, all over project optimization. Let's say your project is already going on and currently you don't have any work in your current sprint. So obviously some work we have to do. So we do the code refactoring, optimization, right? So Copilot helps very properly in that scenario. It will help you to move your reusable code or unnecessary code in, if you are keeping your unnecessary code into your component or your service, it will help you to move that to service or the helper file or the utility file also. It will provide you proper suggestion also what to put in the component, what to keep it in the service, right? So many things you can do. Debugging also, so it can help you actually in the debugging also. This is what we always, like whenever we have to defend ourselves, we say like doesn't matter what AI models will be mature. Obviously, there will be debugging it cannot do, but obviously debugging also it started to do. It will help you to analyze the code better than you also. If you prompt it properly, what you need, where that code is properly breaking, right? Agent mode, this is what we are going to do. So when you prompt something like you need to do something, you need to optimize something, right? So you just have to tell that and you have to say like the agent mode. It will write the code, everything. You don't have to write it. It will write every code, and then you can see the code, and then you can keep it or discard it, right? Again, so this I have recently done. So we had a Angular JS application, which was a legacy application. It was with Angular JS, and that Angular JS application we wanted to uh, convert it to the latest one. So we, because in old Angular JS we used to have controller views, right? So that code, controller code, we wanted to convert it to Angular component.ts, right? So we used to put that Angular JS particular controller code into Copilot. It used to convert everything what we have it in Engine in it, in it was there in the controller in older language. So everything it has done it. Right. Again, as I said, like all overall project optimization also, refactoring the bad code component, everything you can do with Copilot. Okay. And this is one of the major reason why client is investing you. Like let's say every client will, let's say we have a team and around 10 UI developers are there. So client is ready to purchase $32 license for all the 10 developer, because they want to speed up the development also. And somehow they are going to reduce the developer needed also, because those who are actually using the Copilot, you also know, let's say if Copilot was not there, the same task would have taken 1 or 2 days, but with Copilot, it is like just 2 hour or 3 hour within your unit testing also. It happens. We also know that there are so many scenarios where we have used the Copilot, and to do the same task, it would have taken at least 1 or 2 days, or just to figure out where the code was there, what rule and what conditions and everything we have to write, right? Same thing, if we provide a proper prompt, it will write it everything for us. Then we just have to properly unit test and debug it, right? So now let's deep dive like what we can actually do. Just a minute. Let me share my whole screen. Currently, I'm not able to see. Yeah. Okay. So once you are done the basic sign up on the GitHub, here you can see a bottom icon will be there. Currently, I'm not logged in. I'm logged in. So it is, you can see over here, it is coming like some pop-up that what messages I have used, what code completion I have used. But if you are not logged in here, you will get a sign up message. So you can click on sign up. It will open the browser. You can do the sign up on GitHub, right? And then you will be able to use it. Again, as I said, like there is a restriction, how much messages or how much code completion you can do in a 1 month, because we are using the free model, right? Now, so let's say, now starting with very basic, let's say you want to create a component. Now what you do, we run a Angular CLI command. So that also Copilot can help you. So let's open a chat. Let me open a new one. Let's say you need to create a service. I will use minimum things also because my chat is already expiring for this month. So what I can say, I need a service. So we can say I need to create a user service in service folder. Obviously, I have created a service folder over here. So you need to specify where, in which folder you need to create this service. Okay, let's see. So now it will take the access. See, it has created user service into your service folder. Again, it has created a basic function also, which is just simply returning an object. So now here you will get, this is like agent mode. I forgot to mention. So I have agent mode selected. So whenever you select this agent mode, it won't just provide you the code snippets over here. It will actually create the files and everything. See, now if you click on keep, that file is actually stored over here. Got it? So from your component creation, directive, pipes, everything, whatever you used to do with Angular CLI, same thing you can do with Copilot also. Okay, running your test cases. Sometimes when you actually work on your industry level projects, so many different, either you talk about Jasmine Karma, there is some Cypress setup is there, right? Jest is there. So you don't know like how do you run the Cypress or Jest, or you don't know like all the scripts are in your package.json, but some scripts are failing, right? So Copilot will help you to create new scripts also to run your particular test cases also. If your test cases are failing, let's say you currently your test cases are with Jasmine and Karma, but you want to replace that with Cypress. So it will only write the code, whole thing. I have done it. So I know like you don't have to do it also. Basic setup from changing your angular.json, installing packages, tsconfig changes, everything it will do. You don't have to do it actually, but obviously you need to check the changes, what it has done, it is working properly or not. The testing part and unit testing, you only have to take care. Okay. So first point, like whatever you we used to create, that same thing you can do with Copilot also. This is nothing but the agent mode. Okay. Then writing the unit test cases. This is the major thing. What, let's say 70% developers are mostly using Copilot for the unit test cases, because not every project, not every project we can use Copilot, because so many enterprise level applications are there where so many rules and logic are there. We cannot provide that much big prompt to the Copilot. Instead of providing that much big prompt and providing all the scenario, it will be easy to write the code. So most of the enterprise level application people who are working on that kind of project, where so many use cases and so many business logic is there, they only use Copilot for the unit test cases or refactoring or optimization. You write the code, then ask the Copilot to optimize it. Because whenever you, now again, I don't know like if you know or your company has it or not, there are 2 or 3 AI tools also which helps you to do the code review also. Currently, code review, you raise the PR, your TL or your senior or your team might be doing the peer review, then it will go to the some higher level, right? So there are actually AI tool which will review your code also, and it will provide you the comment also. Like let's say in a component you subscribe and you forget to unsubscribe that. You created a variable which you are not using into the HTML. So and you forget to make it at a private also. So it will ask you to provide the private also. If you created a method and you are not returning something, it's a method. So we have to provide a data type void. So if you forgot that, it will provide you the reviews also. So one man job is less there. So AI tools only reviewing your code. When you raise the PR, automatically within second you get the comments also. Then you have to work on it. Once you do that, then it will actually go to the actual reviewer. Then you again see the logic one more time, right? So many things are happening. Be aware, because you have to be smart now, because we are not in race with another developer. We are actually race with the AI. So many things are happening. So you have to be smart how we can use it, how we can make our life easy also, and we can increase the development speed also. Okay. Now unit test cases. Let's try one of the component where I have written the code control flow. Here I don't have it much code. Let's say get API. Okay. So let's see this component. So if you see this component, I have 3 API call functions, and this API call function I'm triggering on ng on it, right? Let's ask Copilot to write the test cases. Okay. So what I can do, let's open this chat box. Now you can see once I open the file, I'm closing everything. So whatever the file you open, it will consider that as a context. See, here it is considering that file. Means whenever you write the prompt need the context, right? So this is the context. We are saying for this file, I'm asking something to do. Okay. So let's say for get API component, write test cases. Okay. Let's just provide this, not in detail. Let's open this file. I don't know like how much chat is remaining, but let's see. Now it is reading everything, like what number of function and what we have, and see. I said like we have 3 API calls. So it has, see, it has created a spy, the URL, and it should be mock user data, everything it has created in modifying your before each function, whatever the services and providers we need, right? For writing the basic API call, HTTP client spy, we need off operator to match the actual data, right? So everything it has created. If you want to keep this, you just have to click on keep. Your basic API call, sorry, test cases are ready. So consider like those who don't know the unit test cases. Most of us, we don't know, because see, AI comes from last year, and those who have the habit of writing test cases before the AI, they only know how to write the test cases. I also don't know how to write the test cases, because I started writing when AI was there. So I didn't invest so much of time also, like to understand the basic of testing. Yeah, I know the basic of testing, but if you say this without AI, write the test cases, I won't be able to do it, because I don't have the habit or I don't have that knowledge also, right? So I have the, I'm habitual with using the Copilot. I can write the test cases. So many of you recently know also, I recently changed the job. Now everyone is going to face this question. No one is going to live behind, like in every interview you are going to face the interview questions on the test cases. They will simply ask you like, are you comfortable to write the unit test cases? Because there is no project or at least enterprise project where we don't have to write the test cases. Obviously, we have to match the coverage and everything. So everyone has to write them. So I was simply saying like I'm okay with writing the test cases, but with the Copilot, I know the basic things. But if you say right now that we have some API call and write the test case for it, I won't be able to do it because I'm not habitual with that. With the AI tool, I'm able to write it. According to the function, again, we can change because I know the test case is how it runs and how we write the code. But if you say immediately that write the test case, I won't be able to do it. So again, but when you say this answer, your remaining interview should be very proper. It should not be like remaining interview is also not good. And in test cases also, you are showing this confidence, like I can write the test case with Copilot. It should not be like that. Your remaining interview is good. Then only you can say like, yes, I know the unit test cases, but with the Copilot. Okay. And plus mention also like whatever the recent projects I have done, we used to have the Copilot access. So client and our TL also was not asking us to manually write the test cases because it is time consuming. Whenever we work on Agile, we don't get extra time to write the test cases. You will agree on that. We never get time to write the test cases. Somehow we have to manage that with the whatever the estimation we have specified for the particular task. So use the Copilot to write the basic test cases. Okay. So this is one of the mostly used, like unit test cases was a major head block for us. So that Copilot is doing for us. Okay. Now, third point, code refactoring and optimization. Okay. Let's observe this component only. Now, if you can see what we have done, we have implemented ng on init on the page load. We are making some call. Now, seeing this component code, what are the optimization or what is wrong over here? Let me just unmute for the time. Can anyone say what is wrong over here in this component? What optimization or what improvement we can do in this component? Anyone? You're able to mute, right? Sorry. Yeah. Try now.
Unsubscription.
First of all, we are
Yeah.
doing the subscription, but we are not unsubscribing.
Declare
The
Then,
data type is not there. It's like
right?
any.
We are using any.
Yeah.
So we are not specifying what type of data I'm going to hold. Correct? We
Correct.
need to
Yeah, you are
Yes,
unsubscribe.
yes.
ng on destroy. We need to. So many code optimization levels are over here. But this is
there
very
is
basic component, right? Now, yeah, someone was speaking.
yeah, you
I'm
are
saying like we can do one more thing like here the API is written like directly in this file. We can move and create the constant.
Right?
Then
To
it
the
will.
service also and everything. So many things are happening. So many things we can do. So these are the things as a developer which we can think. Okay. Let's try to ask the same thing to the Copilot. Okay. Let's open the new prompt. Provide code improvement in this component. What I can optimize. Now, instead of selecting the agent, I will be just going into the ask mode. So it will provide all the suggestion over here. Let's see. Okay. So debugger also we missed, right? So we should not keep our debugger, right? So that is the first point it said. Proper type ahead of instead of any. So we are using any instead of any. We should properly create class or interface, whatever. Now you can see on the page load, we missed this. On the page load, we are making 3 call. So instead of writing this 3 call like that, we should use fork join. No one said fork join, right? On the page load, we are making 3 calls. So simultaneously 3 API calls are happening. So 3 streams we are reading at a time. So instead of doing this, we should use the fork join. So see, it is suggesting that. Handle HTTP error. We haven't handled the errors over here. See, only success block we have. We don't have the error block, right? That also. Move the API URL to the constant. See, the basic URL is same 2 times over here. So instead of writing this multiple time, we can move it to the constant. On in interface, you already do this. So it has suggested this, but saying like you have already done that. Considering using the service, instead of writing the code over here, keeping your API call over here, we can move that to your service also, right? So see, we have asked people to say we forgot fork join, right? Debugger also we forgot, but it has provided the input. Again, if you see, when you say, whenever you write the prompt, very basic prompt, we say what we said, provide code improvement in this component, what I can optimize. The basic prompt you provide, the basic, what do we say? Basic suggestion it has provided. If you say like I want to make this code production ready, or I want this code to be optimized in a proper, so many, what rules and what various environment you are targeting, right? Then again, it might suggest so many things, right? Let's say we just specified the component. Let's say if we say, now if you say the HTML, everywhere we are using normal for loop. See, now whatever the variable we created, whatever the data we are getting from this variable, we are using this variable data into the HTML only. So if we have modified our prompt, like considering whole component, HTML, .ts and CSS, so it would have suggested us one more suggestion, like instead of subscribing, you can subscribe in the HTML also directly, right? Again, see, it has not provided that unsubscribe thing. We covered that, but it didn't suggested that. So we need a human developer also, but obviously with the AI, 3-person job can be done with 1 person, right? We cannot totally rely on the AI also. I will come to that point where we can get stuck while when we do totally depend on the AI. It can, what we can say, it can means when you totally asking everything AI to do, you can, I mean, I don't know, say ki you will waste your time because it can provide you a very unnecessary solution also, or because it doesn't know what's your history, what you are actually looking for. Because doesn't matter what history you provide while writing the prompt, still it will, some use cases or some scenarios it might not think, which you know, but it might not think, right? So totally different, like means if you are asking AI tool to write everything for you, it's not going to help you. Just write piece of code. What you need, just limited number of code you can ask. Don't ask everything to write it. Okay. So you can see code suggestion also it can properly provide. Again, this is for a component file. Let's say if we ask it to analyze the whole project. So it's just a tutorial project. We don't have anything, but let's try it. Do analysis whole project. And what do we say? Provide code improvement suggestions. So overall project I'm asking now. Okay. Let's see what do we get. So see, it is complete workspace. It is analyzing now. Consistent naming convention. See, naming convention we are not following, right? Then type safety. We are not using type safety interface class. We are not creating unnecessary debugger. Overall project it has fine. Service level improvement. HTTP logic. In component we are making the API call. So instead of it is saying move that code to a service layer. Error handling. We are not doing error handling. So it is saying that error handling can be matched. Avoid inline style. Somewhere I might have used style. So it is saying like ng class or ng style you can use. Form handling. Always use ng form. So when you use the template form, right? In your reactive form, we have the form group, but in template form also same reactive form we have, na? Just like form group data type is there. In template form, we have ng form. So whenever you create an instance of your template reference variable in ng model, right? Just like that on the form also, you can create the instance of ng form. So that it is saying component instant, use standalone true, routing, guard I have not implemented, it is saying to implement guard, duplicate logic, user object structure in multiple places. So user object I might have created multiple places. So it is suggesting that. Testing also. Accessibility we can ignore, right? Track by, use track by wherever you are using ng for, right? Environmental variable. So if you can see in this project, I don't have environmental variable. So it is asking us to move your API URL to environment.folder, right? For code formatting, it is asking us to add the prettier or ESLint, right? So these are the overall project suggestion it is giving. Let's say you recently join a project and your KT is going on or something is going on, your work is not yet started, but some task your TL might want to assign you. So he might say like just observe the code and see what things we are doing wrong, right? Whenever you join a new project, this is very usual task you get. They will say like just analyze the project, what is wrong happening, if something we need to change, right? So you can see whatever the things we got it in 2 minutes. If the same thing we have to do, it would have taken at least one day, right? Because first we need to run the application, see how it is behaving, everything, right? Then you will actually go to the component, see the code, right? So many things we have done. Again, it has not provided that subscription array ng on this try. So many things it will also not provide, right? So this is also one of the use cases how you can use the Copilot. Okay. Agent mode I have explained. This is also I have explained, right? So these are the things which Copilot can help you. Believe me, like so many things are there. Let me check if I have some function. Okay, let's say if we go with very, what do we say? You want to master anything. Okay, so let's say I open a new prompt. Let's say signal is new. I want to explore the signal. Okay, let's remove this file. I don't need to watch this file. Just like how we use ChatGPT for our learning purpose, same thing you can use it over here also. Let's say first it is not related to with my project, but I want to explore some topic, right? Don't consider this project. So I'm saying like, don't consider this project for this prompt. Okay. I want to master signal. What new things are there in signal from Angular 18 to 19 to 20 versions? Help me to master it from basic to advanced. Okay. Again, one more thing. So previously, like in the initial date, I used to use Copa means our ChatGPT only, and it was doing my work also. But when you use the Copilot actually, if you just compare the ChatGPT and the Copilot, or Lovable is very different way, or Bolt is also very different. That is only focused on the UI generation. But let's say if we focused on Copilot and the ChatGPT, so the response or the code of or the suggestion you get in Copilot, ChatGPT cannot match, because Copilot is only focused with your programming and everything, right? But ChatGPT is not only limited to that. It is being used for everything. So their model works different. Copilot model works different. Again, one more thing now. Here you can see in currently we are using the free version. So here you get this number of models. But once you have the premium model now, there are so many things. So many more premium models are there which you can use. Okay, these are just the free model what we get. In premium model, there are so many things happening. Okay, so let's say we just want to, when let's say you are working on a company, you got the Copilot access. So if you don't have any tasks, you want to explore some things, right? So Copilot you can use very properly. So this is our task. Like I want to master the signal. Let's see what it suggests. Okay, so signal, computed, signal, effect, what is the use of effect, when effect will execute, right? It has provided the theory. Then we can ask, now provide code level practice task. Now see, as I was telling you the premium model now. So same kind of prompt I have asked in the premium model. So the response was not only this, it was only code. Here you can see it has provided just the theory. Our prompt is also like that because we have included the different version now. So it has focused on that. Okay. But in premium model, it was more into code. It has provided so many ways, signal, computed signal, form changes you can put, that reactive form value changes is there. So observable, you can put it into signal. To signal is there, input signal is there, so many things are in the signal. So everything I got. Some things were like, in my project we had a rule like we cannot subscribe into the component. We have a in ESLint we have a rule not to subscribe into the component. So we don't write subscribe into the component. Only in the service we can write the subscribe. So there was a place form value changes was there. Obviously form we create in the component, right? It was not a form also. It was just a form control. And I was existing code was there that form value changes was written. And I got that component to remove the ESLint warning. So in signal, we have two signal and there we can pass the observable. And on that signal, then you can write the effect. So basically what you used to do with value changes dot subscribe, that value changes observable, you can convert into signal. And then by writing the effect on it, you are actually doing the same thing what you do with the subscribe, right? So many things are there. Okay. So if your company has provided you the Copilot access, don't just be limited with writing the test cases. So many things are there. Try to daily access it, right? Again, coming back to that reason, now why the layoffs are happening. Consider you have a project where let's say 10 people are there currently, And client think that instead of 10 people, I can get the job done with the same number of timeline with 5 people also, but I have to get the Copilot access to everyone. Now, if you go into the billing of every resource, let's say, obviously, according to the experience, billing rate will be higher, but $32 is very less for the client. So what every client is doing, they are asking you not to write the whole code by yourself also, take the help of Copilot, get the work done better. Whatever the work done, whatever the time you left, use that time in proper testing also, right? So this is happening in every project, and every company and every client is doing that. They are asking you to use the Copilot. So many people, you might be saying that they are asking you, or from your company also, you are getting the mail that start using the Copilot. They are forcing you to use the Copilot also. In some companies, they have to provide the report also, how many chats they have actually done. So many of you have provided me the info like that. So many companies are there. They are asking you to the report also, like provide me the report or provide me the history of snapshot also, like what are you actually interacting with the Copilot or not, because they are paying $32 per month for you, and if you are not using it, it's like their business is going somewhere wrong, right? So they are asking you, or they are forcing you to use the Copilot. Again, while let's say in sprint planning, nowadays, like previously, let's say you have a task, let's say a simple get API call you want to integrate. You have a get API call integration, and whatever the data you want to get, that you want to display in your HTML. Let's say it's a new component. So you used to get 1 or 2 days for that. Let's say five story pointer is the story. But now it has got limited to 1 story pointer only. Because with the Copilot, they are suggesting like you are not supposed to write the basic code. You should use the Copilot to write the basic repeated code. So now estimation is also changing very rapidly. They are not giving so much of time also to write the code. Okay. So many things are happening with Copilot. Make sure you're not left behind. Start using it. Okay. Oh my God. Sorry, that meeting will stop. Okay. Let me start another one. I will share. Then we can go for a question quickly.